Hi, gang. Welcome to the Anfield Dream podcast. Two words: raw emotions. Wow. What a day. What a day. Got up very early in the morning. Big day for my wife. Her first day at with her um, Color Streets business, her very first um, farmer's market. Dropped the babies off with the grandparents early morning, got out there, set up the tent, set up everything. Across the way from us, friends we've seen before, fellow vendors, Greek vendors there, with all the heroes and the baklava and all of that, and a lot of excitement. I watched my wife just crush it, and then one of our friends came on later on. We were there till about 1 o'clock. We left. We set up around 7:30 ish, a little before 7:30, but actually 7:15, and we were there till past 1. And of course, trying to catch whatever I can, on my phone. Get into LFC TV and watch the pregame, um, and then throughout the game, whatever I could grab, in between customers and just helping out. And the Greek guys across the way were Liverpool fans. And they're like, "Hey, Nunes scored!" I remember going nuts. And then it's just, and then my sweet cousin, out of a big Albion fan, so sweet. She just, sent me a recording via Messenger, the cop in full voice. You'll never walk alone, and just seeing Jurgen there, you could just see the emotions going through. I mean, it felt like a European night with the crowd on the cop side, but it was also a strange night. Uh, emotions were raw. Emotions were raw. I remember growing up, um, glimpses here, glimpses there. As my folks, working in South Asia, and every once in a while, every few years, they would fly back stateside, and we'd stop over by England. I remember celebrating my 5th birthday, at my Aunt Naomi's, plays, and her daughter Jill is the one who, sent me a video. It was so sweet of her. Um, and and then her brother, Wayne is the one who actually took me to Anfield, all those years later. You hear glimpses. I get, we was back then, it was just shortwave radio. You hear tell of players from the 70s and 80s. It was just glimpses. It was just, we were starved. I mean, this is why I will never ever take anything in football for granted. 70s, the 80s, you hear of, it's just the domination. It's like, oh, the Reds. I mean, the Shankly era, Paisley, and all the great ones, and then King Kenny for the first time, and around then the Hooley era, era, and then you have, of course, you have Rafa, you had King Kenny again briefly, and of course Uncle Roy, who can forget Uncle Roy, and of course, and you had Brendan there for a bit, and then Klopp. Finally, I was able to get glimpses. I remember my wife's, my wife's favorite, all-time favorite player, until the Klopp era was Suarez. It probably always will be. Watching, Lewis just do what he does, and now he and Messi, of course, are playing here. He just signed for Miami, and all these years later, and it's like, man, we got to go. She wants to go see him play because it's just. I mean, it's just. I remember Torres coming through. It was just glimpses. If it were the featured game, game of the, the week, the month, or whatever, we were just starved for anything Liverpool. And all these years later, we finally, get to actually watch games. Made an investment, and it's paid service here in the States. You can get the games, but it's all carried by various different news networks, depending on what cup or what, or whatever, it's just, but to finally watch, and so desperately wanted to get down. Made it to Anfield just once in my life, and I talked about that during the inaugural, and all these emotions, and I tell you, man, I was emotional. It's just, because I mean, it's Liverpool. It's not just Liverpool Football Club. I mean, this is Liverpool. I mean, Cop has just as much of an impact, if more of an impact, as a fellow Scouser, as an adopted Scouser, than as a manager. But yet, and he's done remarkable things as a manager. But he's done just as many remarkable things, if not more, as a fellow Scouser, as a citizen of the city of Liverpool. It's just no words. And you see, his dreams. Everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, you're the legendary." I mean, I'm glad the gals, have the legendary training facility, but the new access center, and it's like, what's going on? You're moving to a new location. But you see, I always wanted the academy together. And now all these years, you see the fruition. It doesn't matter what age you bring them on. These kids are good to go because they're in the system. They understand it. They understand it. I'm passionate, man. I'm passionate about this club. In my opinion, I mean, Connor keeps his position. Trent, you're midfield. You guys can rotate, balance, whatever. Joey, all these guys, you get your game time. Joey, you're more than proving yourself. You are phenomenal, my man. The entire back line is yours. Ibu, coming strong. Stay healthy. Stay healthy, kid. Verge, you're back, brother. Come on. See, Andy, get back out there, man. I was just like, you go, Robo. People call you out, say you're getting old. You go, boy. You go. I got your back. See, young McConnell coming to the, into the midfield, right? Coming to the midfield. Yes, some of the challenges, but I like those challenges. That's the football I played, man. It's like none of this sissy touch stuff. I mean, we crunch tackles, man, the way football's supposed to be. Not this it's just a contact sport. It's entertainment. It's entertaining the crowd. I'm proud of Jack, man. Come on. Yeah, the Dutch boys were kind of... Verge came on, showed his class. The Dutch boys were just kind of there. Misfiring a bit. Gakpo had a little bit of a rough time. Ryan finally got a goal again that will do his confidence a world of good, but they're coming along. Nunes, my goodness. Nunes. I told you guys. It's all starting to click. Watch out, man. He's going to be banging in goals for fun, and then reliable Jota. Yeah, a couple skiers and all that, but always there in the mix. And see TA come out, and first touch, man, like pile driver at the goal. See old Sobo come out, the young bucks, a little swag. Immediately it's that silky swag, man. It's Sobo time. You know what this is like, guys? You know what this is like? Yeah. We got to the first half, a couple injuries, a couple niggles, a couple this and that, missing a six, a natural six. That's representing his country. Another guy asked to play six, got banged up a bit, couple knocks at the Fulham game, a well-deserved rest with Macca. Mo doing what Mo does, hopefully, he heals up and maybe he gets, if Egypt moves on, maybe he gets his dream to represent his country again in that tournament. It just depends on how quickly he heals, but I know he's a very hard worker. Guys, do you understand what's going on here? Do you understand what's going on here? The red machine is here to stay. And yes, we will all miss Jurgen, but he will always be a part of Liverpool. His fingerprints are all over this club. And no matter what you say about the ownership, they all work together. What I can't stand are these fans who are fickle, who don't understand basic economics or basic business. I'm not busting on my fellow Liverpool fans. I love them all, no matter what. Every family, you can have a conversation in the family. At the end of the day, we just chest bump, make up, whatever. But guys, sometimes when we gotta trust what's going on. No, everybody attached to Liverpool, everybody makes mistakes. You show me one guy is perfect, doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. But we all learn from our mistakes, and we move forward, we stay together, we stay Liverpool strong no matter what. And aren't you glad we're not in a situation with some of these other clubs right now, financially? Aren't you glad? And aren't you glad that that our leadership had the foresight to do all this, to develop talent, our own talent? Look at how many local boys are playing now at the highest level. Look at the potentials. Look at the kids coming on, guys. It's got passion, you know. And I'm just watching. People are like, why do we, what? Yes, there are tons of talent all across the planet. You can take the world's best players, put them together, like the Galactico, but they don't gonna work. It's just gonna be, a look at me show. I mean, nobody can ever encapsulate Liverpool. It's more than a football club. It's an ethos. It's a choice. It's that fight, that dogged fight, that dogged fight. I'm not a Pack fan here in the States. That's why I appreciate what's going on in Green Bay, that blue collar fight. Yeah, but I'm not a Pack fan. But I appreciate that. Liverpool, blue collar, hardworking. Yeah, a lot of these people can be elite. The leadership, I watch the boys go do what they do every single year like clockwork. Just hanging with everyday normal folk, going to the hospitals, doing this, doing whatever, and then the impact on and off the pitch is stellar. No prima donnas like some of the players, down the road, 40 miles down the road. None of that rubbish. I'm Liverpool through and through, baby. I'll tell you this right now. All due respect, every other club. I can't stand anything coming out of Manchester, and I can't stand anything coming out of London. I am Liverpool red, period. Even the Blues in town, yeah, they're a part of Liverpool too, but they're Evertonians. I am Liverpool. Always have been, always will be. And what you can always count from these group, the ethos that will always come out of Liverpool. I've been through all the hard times. I've been through a few good moments, and finally, seeing that fight against all odds, and watch the Liverpool that I love. Long time since the 70s and the 80s, boys. In a long time, those droughts, there's so many times, bridesmaids so close, won the odd tournament here and there. Istanbul. All those memories, those are all great. But Jurgen Klopp, the gaffer, the man, the human being, the brother, the father, the cousin, the uncle, he's all that and more to Liverpool. Not just the club, the city, all of Liverpool, the ethos. He will forever be remembered as the German Scouser, adopted into the family, as one of the greatest managers in the game, period. And he represented this badge. For all those fickle fans, I forgive you. I hate to use the word fickle. Oh, Klopp out, this, the whatever. It's like, oh, we can't, people just talking about, we're talking about emotions, this, that, whatever, it's, yeah, he had his time, but it's time for him to move on. It's time for these players to move on. Are you serious? Like I said, I've had 3 ACLs. I've had 12 orthopedic surgeries. All you had to do is tell me I couldn't do it, and I'll prove you wrong. Whatever it took, I would prove you wrong. I didn't care how hard I had to train to make a comeback. I would prove you wrong. That is Liverpool. And that's what these lads have done. Don't you ever doubt them ever again. Any of you have doubted. Don't you dare. This is Liverpool. We are Liverpool strong. 1 down, 29 to go. Mark my words. Something special will happen. It's happening. Enjoy the journey. And it ain't over. It ain't over. It's just the beginning. We will always be there. We will always be together. We will never walk alone. You will never walk alone. Liverpool pride, baby. Let's go. Come on. Let's do it. Let's go, boys. Let's do this. Let's do this. Talk soon.